Book notes for I Love You So Much by Carl Norac, February 2000 edition. I am filming this over 20 years later on, after this edition. Friday for October 2024. I am Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, She, Her, Hers of Seattle, and this is a book that I actually bought of my own choosing. I think it might have even been at a Scholastic book fair, and it turned out to be my favorite childhood book, like children's book, when I was growing up. And I bought it, which was kind of cool. So I had a number of rodents growing up, like rats, multiple mice, multiple hamsters, that kind of stuff. Well, that stuff. And they were all female. Yes. And so this is a children's book about a female hamster daughter learning to express love to her hamster parents. So I Love You So Much by Carl Norac, illustrations by Claude K. Dubois, is 1996 copyright in Paris, France. So this is actually a French children's book. This is the English translation, 1998, Bantam Doubleday Dell Publishing Group, Inc. And specifically, this is the February 2000 Scholastic first hardcover printing edition, hardcover, and I'll put the ISBN in the video description. And so essentially, it debuts in Paris, France. Then it gets in 1996, 2 years later, it gets translated to English, and then 2 years later, this arrives at the Scholastic Book Fair, and I'm like, I have pet hamsters. I had a few pet hamsters. I had two tan and white, Butterscotch and Sheila, and then I had a black and white Jersey. So I had 3 hamsters growing up. And so essentially this hamster, okay, that's the introduction. Okay, I guess I can include it in the introduction. In the introduction, Leon goes, "Oui, oui, I am both a hamster and a frog." I made sure she got this, but I did not choose it. I put it in the world of her existence just for her. My Leon is French, and he knew I loved rodents, and I had rodents and stuff. But okay, I loved rodents because the rats were when I was like 5. So anyway, hamsters were in the realm of rodents, even if I didn't have them yet. Okay, that was like my, like people have their like dream pets they want. They get some designer dog, purebred from some good breeder, and I was like, as a little kid, I was like, I want a hamster. Okay. So a little bit different. So book notes, it's a hardcover. Look at the bouncing hamster, happy hamster. It's a Lola book, the Lola, the baby girl hamster. And so it's got illustrations throughout, and essentially, this little hamster loves her parents, and the parents love each other. And then she's like, but what if I want to say that to my parents? They say I love you to each other. What if I want to say it to them? And then she goes to school and she feels kind of like, but I didn't get to say what I wanted to say to my parents. And then she gets home and it's just, I love you so much. And it just comes out. It just bursts out of her. And they call them special words because she learns to use the words, I love you so much. So yes, it's this little hamster lover. And I don't think so. My parents, well, at least my mom kind of had, the children's book she really loved, and this was one that I bought, and I was like, well, I really love this. And I was the one with the, my sister grew up to fish. I don't know. And stuff, and I was like stuck on rodents, still am. Okay, I like it. It's good. It was the font size is readable. I'm not going to show it just because of the copyright. The illustrations are wonderful, and I didn't want to ruin it or anything. But it was a good size as a kid, and it's still good for reading. It doesn't overpower the imagery, the illustrations. The illustrations do a good job of communicating that it is a daughter and a young hamster because she's smaller than the other hamsters. Yeah, and it's clear that it's a hamster, right? They got, is that a tail or is that a blankie, right? It's her blankie. So this is a blanket, and so the hamsters have short little nubs for tails and then small little curved ears, and they tend to be a little, if they're healthy, they tend to be a little pudgy. All right, and so they got the big cheeks where they can stuff the food in, and I give the big cheeks. So it makes it clear that it's not long-tailed rodent such as a rat or a mouse or a gerbil. Okay. Yes, there we go. And it's not got the proportions of a guinea pig. Okay. And yeah, so there we go. Yeah, in conclusion, it's a good one. It's so good, I still have it. Yes, over 20 years later. The book notes for I Love You So Much by Carl Norac, February 2000 edition. And I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And thank you for joining me.